So when you think of the Pacific Northwest, you usually think of cold, wet, rainy, depressing weather, right? But actually it's still unseasonably warm here, and it's the 1st of October. So I wanted to take full advantage of this warm, late in the summer weather by heading over to West Seattle to a place called Alki Beach, which is actually a really well-known beach here in Seattle. It gets a great skyline view of Seattle, of the downtown area, and it's just a really fun place to hang out. Tons of shops, tons of bars, all kind of stuff going on down there. And I wanted to capture the last bit of warm weather that we had for summer and kind of showcase what summer is like here in Seattle. So I grabbed my Z6 II, of course, with my 35mm, and I took my bike across because it was such a nice day to bike. I biked across to the West Seattle. And of course, I strapped on my GoPro for some behind the scenes footage for you guys. And I want to do something a little bit different in this video today. Instead of just showing you guys the photos and the videos, I kind of wanted to talk through each one of the photos and explain, why I took it and just the composition behind it overall. So I'm going to show you guys the colored photo as well as a black and white image as well. I kind of wanted to have some fun with it and just show the difference between what it would look like in black and white and what it would look like with a color grade. So the black and white photo is simply just a Lightroom black and white, nothing crazy, just change the exposure a little bit. But the colored photos that are color graded are using my Lightroom presets. Those are available on my website, and I will have a link to that in the description down below. And of course, if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Kyle. I am a professional photographer based out of Seattle, Washington. I mostly shoot commercial and also lifestyle photography. But in these YouTube videos, I like to keep things light and just have fun with them. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna have some really fun street photography down at Alki Beach. So if you guys are ready, let's jump into the video. So right as I'm pulling up to the beach, I hear this guy on this dirt bike going down the street, and he's doing wheelies. And so I quickly hop off my bike and I grab my camera and I go and take a photo of him as he's passing by. And he comes back up to me and he was like, "Hey, did you grab a photo of me?" And I said, "Yeah, I did. It turned out really good." And so he was like, "Hey, would you mind taking a few more of me?" And I said, "Yeah, of course not. Just head down the street, come back, and we'll do it a couple times, and we'll get some really nice photos." And he was very gracious enough to go and do that. And some of these photos are some of my favorite from the day, just because if I didn't have my camera on me, I would never have this opportunity to take photos of this guy. Just a good reason why you should always have your camera on you. So this first shot is of him just kind of going past, and it's an okay photo, nothing really exciting. I was having some trouble with my 3D tracking on my Z6 II, so I switched over to my continuous autofocus, and that worked out really well. This photo of him coming back the other direction I think is really cool, because you can kind of see underneath the bike, and you kind of really see how up there he's trying to get. He's trying to get almost up and down doing the wheelie. And so I have him come back one more time and I shoot it landscape, because I really like the vanishing point of the street off in the distance. It kind of just shows you the whole scene as opposed to just the subject, see what he's doing. And some of those shots he's actually getting like almost straight up and down, which is crazy. So he comes back around and I quickly show him the frames and how they turned out, and I have him do it just one more time just so I make sure I don't miss anything. And right as he's leaving, his buddy actually pulls up, and so I get a quick couple of shots of his buddy kind of just hanging out on his bike. And I love these kind of like lifestyle shots that people don't really see them coming in. So I get one more of him kind of turning his head, and you can see his face inside the helmet, which I think is a really, really cool shot. So I get one more shot of him coming down the street with the sun to his back, so we get that nice long shadow. And this one, he's pretty much like almost straight up and down, which is a crazy way to balance. I mean, it's just like it takes a lot of skill to do that. So super cool, really great way to start off the whole photo shoot. Really put me on a nice kind of, fun, exciting, feeling that I was gonna have a really good day taking photos. So like I said, just a really great reason why you should always bring your camera and always have a camera on you at all times. So now I'm starting to walk back onto the beach, and I come across this family sitting on this bench. I think they're eating like ice cream or something, but they're just enjoying the day with their bikes. So I grab a frame of them, of their backs. And it's just a really sweet photo. Just a family kind of enjoying the day at the beach, enjoying warm weather. I love to see it. This next frame is of a couple walking towards me and they're holding hands. And there's also a couple that's passing by them that's holding hands as well too. So I kind of like both ends of the spectrum. You know, the beach is a place to hang out, you know, with your significant other and just have a good time. This shot of the shoes I like a lot just because it kind of just tells a story that a kid went to go play on the beach and so he left his shoes on the stairs so they wouldn't get all sandy. So I like kind of just the isolated, you know, minimalism of the shoes. It's also just a funny photo, I think. This shot doesn't really mean anything to me. It's just kind of, you know, a dumpster with two gentlemen passing by. I just like the grittiness of the dumpster with the nice warm kind of sunlight. This shot of this daughter and her mom kind of kissing each other and kind of loving each other is really sweet. Just really warm storytelling of a beach and just what, you know, just what you'd like to see at a beach. Just people really enjoying themselves and having a good time with people they love. And this next shot I got of this woman who's playing volleyball with her friends, and it's kind of just a beach vibes, I guess, with the Tommy Bahama chair there, just really kind of yells out beach in my opinion. So I had to get a quick photo of them. And then I'm walking down the boardwalk a little bit more, and I see this girl. She's kind of sitting up on this this cement pedestal, and I asked her very nicely if she would mind if I take a photo of her. I was gonna get a photo of her just kind of candidly, but I thought I would just ask her instead. And I think it turned out really well. I'm just doing some quick directions just to tell her how to look, but you know, just the way she's posed naturally, I think it just works out really, really well. Just in the sunlight kind of coming off her back end. This might be one of my favorite shots of the day. At least I like the colored more than I like the black and white image. And then so this is where things kind of took a turn. Unfortunately, my GoPro, whatever reason, was not recording. So I don't have the videos for these photos, but I'll quickly just kind of talk about the photos and explain to you guys why I took them and then the composition behind them. Again, we just have another small pair of shoes, just kids kind of going to the beach and leaving their shoes behind. This next frame I like because it kind of has, it's kind of minimalism in a sense, but it kind of has a couple on one end, and then on the other end it has, I believe, two kids playing. So I like how the driftwood kind of leads your eyes back and forth in the middle of the frame, and there's kind of two different stories going on. Kids playing, and then just you know, a couple enjoying a good time at the beach. So this is I believe this is a bathroom now, but I'm not really sure what it used to be. But I just liked kind of how the dead foliage in the foreground framed up nicely with the kind of rotting wood and the decrepitness of the paint. I think it worked really well with each other. Inside of the bathhouse, there's, I believe, maybe like a paint shop or of some sort, but this is the windows of the paint shop, and I liked that the window I was looking through was framing up people kind of walking past, so I was kind of getting some nice reflections of people, as well as I had shot a few of inside the paint shop of the stools and the paint brushes, and you can kind of see some reflections through the glass as well. Thought they turned out really nice, and I got this photo of this couple kind of walking through. I stood here for a while just trying to find the right composition. This composition is really nice because I like the juxtaposition again of the woman kind of hanging out by herself at the beach, the loneliness of it, but at the same time, on the other end of the frame, you have a couple just being really, you know, affectionate to each other. And just so now my GoPro starts recording again. So we're gonna get back on track to the photos that I took. Of this one is of this kind of rotting staircase with all this seaweed on it, and then the waves kind of crashing into it. I just like the way the waves and the textured look. This is of this couple kind of walking down the pathway with their skateboards. I shot this at f8, I believe, and then I shot another one at 1.8, so I wanted to get a difference in apertures, and I think the one with the shallow depth of field, this one right here, turned out really, really well. And the bird flying into frame too just adds another layer to it. This one is of this bird, kind of real quick, nothing fancy, nothing special, but birds are big around beaches, so of course you got to get a shot of a bird. And I kind of wanted to mix it up, so I was trying to have it fly away. That way I can get its wingspan open. And then I got a shot of another bird and its buddy flying in, which I thought was really cool. So I snapped a quick frame of that, and then I was just playing around with different apertures here, just trying to see what things looked like. I believe this is a shallower aperture, like f1.8, I believe. Nothing really special going on in that frame, just I thought it was cool with the birds hanging out, very beachy. This woman hanging out by herself on this park bench, I liked a lot. I just love when people are kind of, you know, loneliness. I kind of just, I don't know why I like that vibe so much, but I kind of just do. I was trying to get a shot of this gentleman sitting on the park bench by himself again with the sun kind of coming through the trees, but this gentleman sat down next to him and kind of ruined it. But, you know, maybe there's a story there of, you know, two guys, you know, waiting for their, you know, significant other or whatever the case might be. But I keep moving along down the beach, and I see this gentleman kind of getting off his it's like a kite surfing, I believe. I forget what it's called, but it has the big long foil on the board, and he's kind of just hanging out, putting it away, and I grab a shot of him. And I like it a lot too, because all these leading lines kind of bring your eye towards the subject. So you have the lines from the horizon, the lines from the shoreline, and then the lines from the brick on the left, kind of all bringing your eye towards him. And then even when you get to him, he's still kind of a dark shadow, so it's very kind of mysterious. I think that turned out really, really cool. So I got a frame of him, and then he leaves his board behind because he's putting away his other kite. So I walk up to it and I get a shot of it kind of just hanging out by itself on the beach, and I see this piece of arch driftwood, and I kind of frame up the shot with that. I think it turned out pretty cool. Just kind of trying to use what's around me to kind of fill in the frame, but I think it turned out really, really cool. And I shot it at two different apertures. So one was a much more shut down, closed aperture, and the other one was a wide open aperture. And then I get one landscape just to kind of get the whole arch in the frame. So now I'm walking back up to the main road, which is where all the restaurants and bars are. So I kind of want to walk down this way and see what people are kind of doing, see if I can get people, you know, hanging out at restaurants or coming down the street, whatever the case might be. And so I grabbed a quick shot of these people outside of this cactus restaurant, just probably waiting to get in, waiting to have lunch, which I thought was really, really cool. This frame I liked a lot because of the wood texture on the building, and then you can kind of see the gentleman on the left side of the frame hanging out on his balcony getting some sun. So I liked how it just framed it all in. It looked really, really nice. This photo, nothing really special, just typical street photography. This guy waiting for the bus. Just kind of how I liked how the light was hitting him in between the shadows. This shot of these dogs, again, nothing special. I just like dogs, so every time I see one, I try and get a shot of them. And then I came across this this diner that was actually closed, but the open sign was, the shadow was hitting the window from the light coming in, so I got a shot of that. I thought was really cool. And so I kind of sit here for a little bit, just trying to play around with the windows and reflections and just seeing what looks good. I got another shot of the open sign with the table, and then I turn around and I kind of shoot through the other window to kind of get another reflection of the people passing by. And just, I like layers in photos. I think it's really cool if you can add layers to your photos and just tell a better story. So that one turned out really, really cool. And then I kind of fast forward because nothing's really going on down here, and so this is me just kind of looking around, walking down the street, seeing what's going on. Then I come across this restaurant with this couple hanging out right in front of the sign, so I quickly grab a shot of them. Just two people hanging out, enjoying the nice weather, having a drink. And then I pan over to my right, and I see this group of friends hanging out, grabbing lunch. And this gentleman actually in the jersey looks at me. He doesn't look like he's happy that I'm taking this photo, but could be the case, could not be the case, whatever the case might be, but it just turned out nice. So I keep walking down the street a little bit more, and then I come across this Spud Fish and Chips sign in this restaurant, and I like the way the light is hitting the facade of it nicely. And I had this couple kind of walking in the frame, and thankfully enough, the gentleman is also wearing the same color as the sign, so then I kind of grab a shot of him as he's walking into it. It worked out perfectly how the colors of the sign matched the colors of his shirt, so just got lucky there. And then I'm walking down the street, and I hear a group of Vespas actually coming down the street, and so I kind of hop into the middle of the road, and I get a couple shots of them as they're coming down the road. This road is really well known for people kind of cruising down, and so you'll see a lot of classic cars or classic motorcycles or whatever the case might be. People just love cruising up and down the beach. So I got a shot of that guy on the Vespa. And then I see this kind of preschool building that has really cool shadow of the tree up against it with all these colors of the pencils. So I got a shot of that. I love the way the sun is hitting it. And then I walk down a little bit further, keep going down the street, and there's a really well-known ice cream shop on the street as well. So I get a shot of the people walking past it. I think ice cream shops and hamburger places are just really synonymous for beaches, so I wanted to get something that reminded me of being at the beach, and of course that is ice cream. And I see this woman inside this window framed up really nicely. Not really my favorite. I kind of wish she was looking at me. Just the way she's looking away just kind of doesn't really do anything, but just a really cool framed up shot. This next shot I think might be my favorite of the whole day. It is of this kid hanging out by himself, and I quickly shoot from the hip so he doesn't see me, but he's just all alone on the on that cement block there, and so I quickly grab a shot of him, and I just like how he's kind of looking off into the distance, just very, very candid. Just, you know, the loneliness that can come at being at the beach, I thought was really, really cool. And then I start heading into the neighborhood to see what's going on there, see if I can see any interesting lighting textures, or in this case, I saw this really cool old Datsun pickup truck. And so I grab a shot of it, kind of nicely framed up between the two buildings, just a head-on shot with the lighting coming in. I thought was really, really cool. And then, unfortunately, my GoPro died. So I did not get any videos of these next couple of photos, but I'll go ahead and show you guys anyways, just because I thought they were some of my favorite ones of the day. This first one is of this house with nice lighting coming onto the garage. I just like the way the lighting is hitting it. This next shot is of this Porsche, just nicely parked, the golden light mixing with the color of the paint I thought matched really, really well. So that was a really cool shot I took. Again, matching colors with the Alki Park apartment sign with the two red sun chairs on the patio. I thought was really, really cool. These people walking in this field, this field was huge, so I kind of wanted to show how big it was, the scale of it. So this couple walking through it really helped to kind of show the scale of how massive this field really was. This person had, you know, a library or a bookshelf right in their window, and the sun was hitting it nice and perfect, so I wanted to quickly grab a frame of that. I kind of wish someone was in there reading. Be a much cooler frame, but can't always get what you want. This frame is of maybe these two dads or this couple, but their two daughters kind of hanging out, and I think they're putting their shoes back on from being in the sand. So this is just a really nice kind of family-friendly photo that I liked, of just kind of, you know, encompasses what it's like to kind of be at the beach with a family. And this woman is taking a quick little nap on the sand, so I grabbed a shot of her. I like the way she's isolated by herself. This next frame is of this, I believe it's an R33 Skyline, and I wanted to shoot it from the back because Skylines are really well known for their four circle taillights, so I wanted to kind of get that angle as opposed to the Porsche where I shot it from the front. This burger restaurant with the burger sign and the people kind of just hanging out. I thought that was really cool. And then the final photo is of this woman kind of hanging out by herself at the beach with the log nicely, like almost framed up symmetrically right in the middle of the shot. So another good minimalism shot, but I think it works as far as, you know, negative space. So that is it. That is all the photos. I will have all these photos on my Instagram if you guys go and check out there. But you guys can go drop a comment down below. Let me know if you guys like the colored photos or the black and white photos better. And consider subscribing to the channel if you like the channel. I will have more of these videos in the near future. I'm going to try and post more consistently with the same kind of storyline where I'm kind of describing and talking about the photos I took and why I took them, because I think that helps to kind of explain photography better as opposed to just showing you guys a photo and having you guess why I took it. But with all that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.